Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the last reaction of the day. It is time for some JUJUTSU Kaisen. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reaction to JUJUTSU Kaisen. Last we left out on, we saw Kenjaku speaking to some resurrected sorcerers, and just killing a whole bunch of them. Talking about his plans, or just an assumption of what his plans are. And it pretty much ends with Takaba showing up, Kenjaku trying to kill Takaba, and Takaba just being completely fine, much to the absolute shock of Kenjaku, because he's about to face off against an individual who has a curse technique that can basically make anything Takaba sees as funny become reality. So Kenjaku's about to mess with an individual who can kind of subtly pretty much warp reality if they find it funny. So it should be interesting to see where we get with chapter 240. Foolish Survivor, Live On. And we have a full color page which shows Yuto Kotsu, Kenji Akari, Maki Zenin, and Yuji Itadori. So this is an interesting little cover panel. We usually don't get like full-fledged color cover pages for Jujutsu all that often. But yes, chapter 240, Foolish Survivor, Live On. And we have Hanakurasu, who is there with the angel speaking as well.
We should attack Kenjaku before the fight between Gojo and Sukuna ends.
Oh, so this is back then. And this is Hana is speaking.
Beating Sukuna won't mean anything if Kenjaku achieves his goal of merging the people of Japan with Tengen.
Because that's the plan. To kill everyone. Kenjaku said he's going to kill everyone in the Culling game. And then use all that amalgamation of negative energy and cursed spirits that will come from that and combine them with Tengen and turn it into something new.
Beating Sukuna won't mean anything if Kenjaku achieves his goal of merging the people of Japan with Tengen.
Judging from Kenjaku's addition to the rules, eradicating all players may be a condition of ending the Culling game.
And this is Kinji. And then we have Yuta.
Then why worry? Hakari-senpai and I are players, so as long as we're fighting Sukuna, Kenjaku can't achieve his objective.
And then we have Kusakabe.
If we defeat Sukuna only for our players to get annihilated, interfering would be senseless. Miwa is a player, but she doesn't participate in the fighting, so there's no reason to be so negative.
And this is Kusakabe, who's thinking to himself. I know his English dub actor does not have like a Spanish accent to his voice, but I wanted to give him one.
What if Gojo loses and Kenjaku's group launches a surprise attack?
That'd suck if we had our hands full with Sukuna.
Even if they didn't and we narrowly beat Sukuna while Gojo loses, we'd be in a bad way when facing Kenjaku. There's a possibility that Sukuna will do to us what we're trying to do to him.
If we surprise him with just one fighter, maybe Zenin would have a chance. But we shouldn't divide our forces before fighting Sukuna. Besides, our assassin would need to be up to the task, and even though we're grade 1 sorcerers, we grade 1 sorcerers are competent, we're underqualified.
And then Mei speaks up.
Doesn't that mean you're incompetent then?
Oh, come on!
I have a record of running away, so don't count on me. I nominate Fumihiko Takaba.
And that's the angel speaking. Fumihiko!
That one goofy player? The guy with his junk half exposed?
It could have a bad effect on his curse technique, so don't tell anyone what I'm about to say. Not even Takaba himself. His curse technique is...
Yo, are we about to find out what his curse technique actually is?
His curse technique is...
And we cut to Kenjaku, who's fighting Takaba, who's being bitten by these centipedes, but they're not doing anything to him.
He did it again.
It's a tune, so I'm totally huge!
He's making a mockery of my curse techniques. That line wasn't in the source material.
Long-haired boy, you just activated my trap card.
It seems this player can manifest phenomena, huh?
As Takaba's making these jokes. He makes a bandana appear over the head of Kenjaku with shades on, and it's a United States flag bandana that's on his head.
He can create and control things he imagines. So if I'm not careful, my jujutsu will have no effect despite all the knowledge I've gained across 1,000 years.
No! That looked good on you!
What a pesky player. But every cursed technique has a weakness. Who are you?
Fumihiko Takaba, with Nabe Nabe Entertainment. I ain't bragging, but last year I made the first round of P1! A competition for determining the best stand-up comedian in Japan. That's what that is.
Isn't the only funny thing about P1 how poorly handled it is?
You just ticked off every single comedian!
I suppose you wanted me to say, but that means you didn't advance past the first round. Or even amateurs past the first round.
You crap monk. So you belong to
Nabe Nabe. I assumed you were in Pony.
Everyone says that, but I admired a certain comic. I grew up watching Laughing Dog. Hey, I can actually...
Not the show Vocabula.
I guess that's obvious enough.
Hey,
I can actually have a conversation with this guy, and this is Takaba speaking.
Maybe this dude actually likes comedy.
So why are you doing this?
What do you mean by this?
Making people kill each other, and merge and give birth to monsters and stuff.
Because it sounds entertaining.
Yeah, Kenjaku keeps saying that, but we all know he has a true motive, but he's not telling anybody.
I've already had this conversation today. The short answer is that I'm intellectually curious.
So would you give up if you found something more interesting?
Possibly.
Ha! Make me laugh if you can is written on your face. What? As the words "make me laugh" are on Kenjaku's face, and he's holding up a mirror. It's like written on his face in permanent marker. This man just spoke and it happened. This is the cursed technique of Fumihiko Takaba. He can make things happen if he finds it funny! Okay, I'll do a simple gag. It's copyright free, so go ahead and use it as your own. And on his face it says, "I'm curious," like it's written on his face. And then he poses. Don't marry me! I don't want you as my Wi-Fi!
Let me guess. You thought that up at a coffee shop or someplace where you were about to connect with crappy Wi-Fi.
Whoa, spot on! Of course, I'm a pro.
Of course, I'm a pro.
At what?
Folks in front of the TV at home might not get that joke.
And then Fumihiko's just thinking to himself.
For example, take Haranishi's joke about how you can't stand up if you pull out your backbone. It's a quick joke with a setup and a punchline, but your Wi-Fi joke is only a punchline, and that just won't cut it.
It really sucks when someone who gets it rejects your joke logically.
You're only amusing yourself. Doing comedy with you is no fun. Consider your audience when crafting your jokes.
And we're done here! As it cuts back to the present because it shows Takaba and Kenjaku in like this casting room for comedians and stand-up. And we jump back to the present as Kenjaku elbows Takaba in his midsection and sends him flying into the distance. You know, uprooting everything in his path.
I can tell that one actually landed. Activating his curse technique may require confidence and certainty.
Whatever, you're just a poser who's never been on stage. It doesn't matter if you don't get my jokes, as long as other people do.
Are you sure you should be the one saying that?
And then Takaba takes a pause, and then he grits his teeth. Let's have a staring contest. He who laughs loses. Ready, set, go! And then Takaba makes like this, type face, but keeping his eyes open, while Kenjaku sticks his tongue out, touches his nose with his tongue, and takes the top of his head off so you can see like the brain underneath. And then Takaba starts laughing, And then Kenjaku punches him in the face, sending him flying farther into the distance again, uprooting several trees. No fair, man. It was a staring contest! Is this amateur funnier than me? Now that I think about it, it is humorous for a handsome guy with fair and delicate features to have long hair and wear a monk's robe. And what's with those forehead stitches? All that together is actually hilarious. Two types of comics will always be in demand. Comics who are funny and comics who think they're funny. It's okay. I am funny. I'm funny. And as Takaba gets up, we see the body of another individual in front of him that Kenjaku has pretty much killed. And Takaba is not smiling. He's like sweating and huffing and puffing. And then Kenjaku's right behind him. What's wrong? Go on, laugh. You're an entertainer, aren't you? This ain't funny. Doing comedy with you is no fun. If we don't laugh, then why would the audience? Why did I ever become an entertainer? And that's the end of the chapter. Now, here's my thing. First, Thomas the Wise. Good to see you. You're the best. I am? Thank you. Let me see. Ogata, good to see you as well. Yoga the Great. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of nonsense. It's a whole bunch of nonsense in this entire chapter. Chuckled at that Wi-Fi joke. It's one of those jokes that my dad would look at and be like, but yeah, this was an interesting chapter. It was one of those chapters where we see, and here's the thing, Angel, Hanakudasu knows what the curse technique of Fumihiko Takaba actually is, but we just don't get the name of it. But the fact that she volunteered Fumihiko Takaba to go up against Kenjaku out of everyone, and mind you, we got some grade 1 sorcerers on this team, Meimei and Kusakabe, along with a special grade being Yuto Okotsu, and then we got Kinji Akari as well. All of them incredibly capable curse users on their own right. But the one that gets the plate to go up against Kenjaku by himself is Fumihiko. Because even though we don't know what his curse technique is called and the exact specifics of this technique, we do know that whatever he finds funny becomes reality. And he's able to manifest things into existence just by his jokes and what he sees as jokes. Like, he literally gave Kenjaku a do-rag and shades because he thought that would be funny. It would look funny on him. And all of his curse techniques don't actually work on him simply because if he finds it funny for him to be in pain, then he's essentially not going to be in pain. And even Kenjaku is saying that if I'm not careful, my jujutsu will have no effect despite all the knowledge I've gained across 1,000 years. This is an individual that Kenjaku says, if I am not careful, every bit of knowledge I've learned as a jujutsu sorcerer would be meaningless against this one man. Mind you, this is also an individual that went to the extra length. He went to the extra length to seal Gojo so Gojo wouldn't pose a problem. But now we got another individual that Kenjaku can't use the same method on. Because once you use a prison realm, that's it. You can only use it for that one instance and then that's it. But, I mean, I think Kenjaku's starting to pick up on like the little subtleties of the technique of Takaba. Because if you notice, when the confidence of Takaba starts to waver, that's when his curse technique starts to waver as well. Because he managed to land a hit on Takaba with 2 hits. And that's what Kenjaku's realizing. If I can make this man's confidence lower, if I can lower his confidence, I can also lower the effectiveness of his curse technique. And that's the thing about Takaba. Because all it takes is him looking at a dead body that Kenjaku killed inside the forest for him to lose his composure to a short degree, not find it funny, and therefore pretty much make it incredibly difficult for his curse technique to proc, if you will. If you're like a game If you play games where you have like status effects and stuff, or play D&D, for his curse technique to really proc, it also feels like it has to be based on his confidence. If he is confident that his curse technique and what he's thinking of as a joke will be funny, then it will happen. But if his confidence is not at a degree where he thinks it is, it won't do much. Because he gets hit not once, but twice. And that's when Fumihiko, that's when it really starts to waver for him. But it's interesting. It's very interesting. Yo, Snow, good to see you. Rewatch today, but good, yeah, it's good to see you as well. It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody here. Need this as a filler episode. We're talking about auditioning for Kenjaku. Takaba is getting manhandled. That caught me off guard. He's been manhandled this early on into the fight. Well, we don't know how long the fight is still going on. We don't know how long it took for the fight to even begin at this point between Kenjaku and Takaba. Like, we don't know how long it's been going on. But we still don't know the name of his technique. And I feel like in the next chapter, we're going to find out what that actually is. But Kenjaku is incredibly smart, so he's already starting to see, like, the little chinks in the armor, if you will, the little cracks in the glass, if you will. So we're just going to have to see in the next chapter if Fumihiko is able to fully realize his technique and utilize it to the best of his ability, or is Kenjaku going to figure it out, circumnavigate around it, and will Takaba be another casualty in this sorcerer war? I'm just saying. You're like the old man. You like the old man in Jujutsu Kaisen. You're on the anime, but behind in manga. Hey, it happens from time to time, CDs. It happens. Also, I had no idea you were sick. Dude, get better, please. Get better soon. Rest as much as you need. Chill, sit back and relax and do whatever. Get you some soup. Get you some orange juice. Keep yourself all nice and heated so that way you can sweat it out. But please, get some rest, man. I had no idea. If you got to rest up in bed all day, do that. Please. I want everyone who watches me to be healed and healthy. Healthy and good, so that way you guys can fully enjoy me without any feelings of sickness or whatever. So please take care. Please take care of yourself. Stay safe out there and take care of yourself. It happened Friday. Oh man, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Even though, I mean, I had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry for you. But overall, I enjoyed this chapter. The GM was coughing and hacking at work. Oh no. If you coughing and hacking at work, stay away. Stay away from work. Why? If you coughing and you gonna be around people? Why? What's wrong with you? I'm sorry. I'm talking about your general manager. It's not my place to say, but your general manager's whack for doing that. All right? Coming to work sick. Getting people sick. Not caring if you get people sick. I'm done. Let me stop with that. Interesting chapter. I really hope we see what happens next with Kenjaku versus Takaba. Like, and my page is not really updating as it should. It's kind of odd. I'm not buffering or anything. It's just that the live studio is not fully playing back. So I pretty much gathered everything I needed to know from like this chapter and everything. I'm droning on. Please forgive me. But I did like this chapter though. We got to see just what Takaba's curse technique can do. We don't know the full specifics of it, by the way, but we know that it's enough to make Kenjaku want to be cautious. Otherwise, everything he's picked up over these 1,000 years would be meaningless. That's how much of a threat Takaba is. Can you imagine if Takaba realizes curse technique? Oh, so he didn't get not just you sick, but your entire team? Oh, that's wrong. Oh, no, get him out. Why he in the building? Y'all ain't got a backup GM? That's wrong. How you gonna get the entire crew sick? And I bet he expects you all to come back in. Oh, I need y'all all to come in. I'm sorry. Let me not get on your boss. Let me not get on him because I don't even know him. But that's wrong though. I enjoy this chapter. We are not going on break after this chapter. So hopefully we get to find out the true nature of Takaba's curse technique, find out its name, its specifics, and its weaknesses, which I'm pretty sure we're seeing in this chapter, which is all stemming from his confidence. But I really hope we see more of this. And the thing about Kenjaku is that he picks up on things very quickly. I mean, when you live for 1,000 years, you tend to pick up on a ton of things, especially if you're switching bodies to gain more power. But I honestly feel like even though Kenjaku has an advantage right now, I honestly feel like something's going to happen for Takaba that allows his technique to really manifest even more. No, he said this is pretty well established, but Kenjaku is scary? Yes, he is. He's very scary. Living for 1,000... first of all, a curse technique that allows you to switch bodies with other individuals over 1,000 years, and you switch bodies with individuals with powers that you can use for yourself, that can be of the greatest use for you, and you're feared amongst so many cursed sorcerers as well. Didn't expect Kenjaku to be in control of this fight. I thought it'd be 1 or 2 chapters from now. See, that's the thing about Kenjaku. It does not take him long to figure things out. I remember the spoilers for this chapter were number 3 for trending on YouTube Wednesday, so I knew to be careful, but I was expecting this. See, here's the thing. Whenever I get pages or YouTube videos of anything One Piece, Jujutsu, or My Hero related, I make sure that YouTube does not recommend me that channel at all, so that I don't see it. Also, one thing that helps out is that I don't even look for anything on YouTube that is One Piece, My Hero, or Jujutsu Kaisen related. Not even to look up fights, because then YouTube will be like, oh, you want to see more Jujutsu Kaisen stuff? Well, look at this YouTuber putting up this video several days before the chapter officially releases. And it's just like, I don't want to see that at all. So I'm very careful. So thankfully, I was spoiled on none of the chapters that we got today, and that made my reactions even greater than before. So I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being here, for me enjoying these chapters with the most genuine reaction to everything. That means the world to me that you guys get the most genuine reactions to the things I do. But, whoa, my ear just popped. I don't know what that was. My ear just popped and I heard more of myself on this side than normal. I thought something happened, but no, we're good. But I'm done. I could go on longer, but I'm just going to be rambling. We're going to have to see if Takaba is able to gain control of the situation again and get his curse technique working so that Kenjaku's curse techniques don't work. But we're just going to have to see. Because Takaba is a bit of an oddball. As far as everyone in the group, Takaba's the oddball, especially with his curse technique. So hopefully we get to find out more about it. Hopefully we get to see the upper limits of what it can do, and if it's truly something that can contend with Satoru Gojo's Limitless, because that's the potential that Takaba's curse technique has. The ability to manifest things into existence purely based off of you thinking if they're funny or not, and they literally happen. Literally, writing appears on Kenjaku's face like, makes me laugh. And even a mirror appears in Kenjaku's hands. Bandana and shades, all sorts of different things just pop up out of thin air because of this one technique. Literally being able to warp reality in an instant thanks to this curse technique. So hopefully we get to find out more about it and whether Takaba is able to fully harness it. But I'm done for today, ladies and gentlemen, because my week of work is not done. Tomorrow, we have me playing through Spider-Man 2's post-game after I finish the story since my last video's up, and me going through the rest of the game and trying to finish everything, all side missions, collect everything, do everything 100%. Tuesday, One Piece reflections for the chapters in October. Wednesday, maybe a bit of a break day as we come back on Thursday and play RoboCop. So all in all, it's going to be a fun week. But I'm done. It's time for me to go get myself a nice big old hefty sandwich because I am hungry. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. CDs, you said I thought I already put up the last video of Spider-Man? Yes, for the story. There's still stuff to do in the main game. We're not done yet.